The Puck Portfolio with Andy MacNeil.
Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio. I'm your host, Andy MacNeil. I'm here on weekdays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time to provide NHL projections, picks, betting advice, and strategies to help you make informed bets throughout the NHL season. This show is sponsored by NorthStar Bets, a good old Canadian sports book that you can check out via the link in the description below. They offer early odds on the next day's NHL games. We've really appreciated that here on the Puck Portfolio. It was a solid weekend of NHL betting as we went 4-1 on our picks Friday and Saturday. 3 underdog winners, just one loser. It was the pick that I gave out on Twitter on Saturday, over 6.5 in Carolina and Pittsburgh. That one didn't go our way, but everything else did. We had the Flyers winning on Friday against the Wild in overtime. Then they shut out the Jets on Saturday 2-0. All 3 bets that we made on Saturday, all 3 moneyline bets, were shutout wins. The Arizona Coyotes plus 123 underdogs shut out the Minnesota Wild 6-0. And the Wild had some help too, as they had Philip Gustafsson back and Kirill Kaprizov. So big win for the Coyotes, big win for us. And of course, the Vancouver Canucks shut out the Buffalo Sabres by a score of 1-0. So that one was a bit of a sweat, as was the Flyers. A 2-goal lead, not much in today's NHL. And the Jets certainly threw everything at the Flyers and backup goaltender Samuel Urson on Saturday. But Philly held strong, got the shutout. And we keep rolling here into Monday, January 15th, which is Martin Luther King Day in the United States. So we've got hockey starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, assuming the storm in Buffalo, the excessive snow that they had dropped on that city doesn't postpone this game between the Sharks and the Sabres, but there's a chance that the start time could be moved a little bit later in the day. But as of right now, that is the first game to kick off at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So morning hockey for me as it is 8:45 here in Edmonton. This is going to be a short video. I'm just going to touch on some of the games that I've got interest in on Monday, but I'll be back with my producer Jake at 1 p.m. Eastern Time when the games kick off, when the second batch of games kick off. I believe we have 4 games starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back for a live stream, so come hang out, watch some hockey, sweat some bets if you got them. But we're going to talk hockey for about an hour at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I know some of you just hate the idea of hanging out with me for an hour, but I know some of you out there would love that. So yeah, come hang out. 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live here on the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel. There are 10 games on Monday, 8 more on Tuesday. So let's do a little bit of a schedule breakdown here. As you can see, Seattle, Colorado, Anaheim, Los Angeles, San Jose, and the Islanders will all be in action again on Tuesday. We've got some teams playing 3 games in 4 nights. Seattle at Pittsburgh, then the Rangers, Colorado at Montreal, then Ottawa, Anaheim at Florida, then Washington, Los Angeles at Carolina, and Dallas. The Islanders at Minnesota, then Winnipeg, San Jose at Buffalo, then Chicago. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the projections today. I will pull them up on the screen. If you've never been here before, I handicap every NHL game throughout the season. I share my projections here. So this is what you see on the screen here is my model, the Canada Sports Betting Projection Model, that provides game projections. I simulate the season, the games, hundreds of thousands of times every day, and come up with these numbers here. And that is my prediction for each and every game. So as you can see there, the Boston Bruins at the top, a 59.3% chance of winning. That means they should be a minus 146 favorite. So let's talk a little bit about the Devils and the Boston Bruins. The Devils, they pulled off a big upset on Saturday, defeating the Florida Panthers on the road. They're still very injured, though. Andre Palat, Timo Meier, Jack Hughes, Dougie Hamilton, all currently on the shelf. That's an all-star injury list. Boston forward Pavel Zacha missed Saturday's game due to illness. His status is up in the air heading into this game, but the Bruins should still have the upper hand regardless, given how weak the Devils lineup is. I just don't think that laying a big price like minus 185 or something like that is really worth it here for the Boston Bruins. Now, not really enough on the side of the New Jersey Devils. The Bruins currently minus 172 at NorthStar Bets. Minus 162 looks to be the best price in market, plus 143 at NorthStar Bets, plus 150 the best price in market. So everything pretty much closely aligning with what I have here, or what the model has here. For this game, the New York Islanders at the Minnesota Wild. Now, I've got some interest in this one because, look, Semyon Varlamov does not have an expected timetable for his return from injury. So Ken Appleby is serving as Ilya Sorokin's backup. Appleby has one NHL start under his belt, but all three of his appearances came back in the 2017-18 season, a long time ago, when he was a member of the New Jersey Devils organization. So unless the Islanders are going to start Ilya Sorokin in both games, because they're in action again on Tuesday against the Winnipeg Jets, which, I mean, is definitely a possibility because they do need the points. I think Appleby will start one of the next two games, though, and, really, this is the game that he will likely start. If I was the coach anyway, I would be looking at Appleby to start in this game. We'll see if there is anything updated here. Nope, nothing on Twitter as of right now as far as an update goes. And this one doesn't get going until later this evening, so might not know who will start in goal for this one. But the Islanders have just been dreadful lately. One of the worst teams in the league through the lens of Evolving Hockey's expected goals model. So NorthStar Bets currently has the Wild at minus 111. That's not even the best price in market, but it is a pretty good price. You can get minus 106. You can get minus 108. Minus 115 looks to be the most widely available price, but there is some minus 110 and better out there. So shop around, but I'm going to lock in the Wild. It's going to be a half unit play, and that's going to be at minus 111. So to win a half unit on the Minnesota Wild at minus 111. I'm hoping, obviously, that Ken Appleby is in goal for the Islanders. I'm not projecting that he will be. The projection that you see on the screen has Minnesota as a minus 121 favorite. So I'm hoping that it is Appleby in goal for the Islanders. But if it is Sorokin, I still do have enough of an edge here to justify making a half unit bet. If it is Appleby, I'll be kicking myself in the ass for not making a bigger bet because my projection, even with Sorokin in the lineup, has the Minnesota Wild as a bigger favorite than the market currently does. So Minnesota minus 111 to win a half unit. I'm also going to place a half unit bet, or a little more than a half unit bet, to win a half unit on over 6 at minus 115. That's also available at NorthStar Bets. I like this game to go over the total. The Islanders have gone over the total approximately 62% of the time this season. The Wild, they are a team that, not necessarily a team that you think of as being in high-scoring games, but with their, some of their superstar players back in the lineup, now that they have Zuccarello back and Kaprizov. Hate to call Zuccarello a superstar, but he is a star player. And now that they've got a little bit more offensive threat in their lineup, their goaltending, has been up and down. Great lately, at least prior to the injury. But I think this game could be a very, very high event game relative to what we would expect from these two teams. And if Ilya Sorokin is not in goal, then I like the chances that this one goes over the total of 6.5. So hopefully the Isles can get the job done, the Wild can get the job done, because I'm on the Islanders at I'm getting so mixed up here. I'm on the Wild at minus 111 to win this game, to win a half unit, and I'm also on over 6.5 at minus 115 to win a half unit. So if we can get the Wild win and an over 6 total, well, we can win a unit here on this game. And that's really the only one that I feel comfortable risking something in right now, because, the Los Angeles Kings and the Carolina Hurricanes, there's some interest here from this one, but I want to find out who's starting in goal for the Kings, because right now, look, things are spiraling out of control for Los Angeles. The Kings looked like a legit Stanley Cup contender right up until the holiday break, really, but they've been awful ever since. They won their first game out of the break against the San Jose Sharks. They've lost 8 games in a row, though. The Kings desperately need a win, but they're playing again on Tuesday in an important matchup against the Dallas Stars, another Western Conference team. So Cam Talbot, the starting goaltender, has been pretty good this season, but he was yanked on Saturday after allowing 5 goals. So that could mean we see backup David Riddick in the crease on Monday in Carolina. So that's something to watch out for. And the other one that I've got interest in here is the Flyers. Now, the Blues, they've been really good at home this season, going 13-8 straight up. But I like the Flyers at even money here if Sean Couturier is in the lineup. He missed the last game. Jamie Drysdale also missed the last game. The newest Flyers acquisition has been pretty impactful. Picked up a couple of assists, has blocked some shots, and has played pretty well as a member of the Flyers power play. That's going to help them out going forward, I think, as well. But he's also questionable after he missed Saturday's game due to an illness. Not really surprising that he is dealing with an illness. I mean, he was put through the ringer last week, run ragged between the trade, the travel, getting acclimated with his new team in a new city, playing some games, a couple of games in short order. The Flyers playing 3 games in 4 nights there, and he wasn't able to complete that 3 games in 4 night stretch because, I mean, that's a lot to put on one guy. So maybe he'll be back in the lineup, hopefully. But if Couturier is in the lineup, I'll take the Flyers for a half unit at even money. Like I said, we've got 8 games on Tuesday, so I hope you'll join us. Come hang out at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Let's talk some hockey, hang out, sweat some bets, and hopefully find some early value for Tuesday's 8-game NHL slate. If you have not already, please like this video. Please subscribe to the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel. Helps out a ton. But that does it for this short episode of the Puck Portfolio. Like I said, be back in a couple of hours to do a live stream, watch some hockey, hang out, sweat some bets. Hope to see you there.